Hi there guys, Luis from Vintage Action. I hope you guys are all well. And today guys, I'm going to be talking to you about this cult classic, River of Death. A cult classic from Canon from 1989 with an all-star like cast. Michael Dudikoff, Robert Vaughn, Elkie Jones, Donald Pleasence. So a lot of like actors that you know from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all through the 90s in this like action adventure movie, kind of like Indiana Jones style. Not your typical probably like Cannon or Dudikoff movie, but this is a lot of fun. You have like action, you have like adventure in the Amazon forest, so a really cool one that I grew up watching. I watched this countless times. I don't know if this one was one of your favorites or not growing up, but literally guys, I remember going to the video store and seeing the the VHS there all the time, the poster on the wall, and the VHS there just looking at me is like the original poster. This one is the alternative artwork from this release. I'm going to talk to you about this release in a second. And this one, guys, was directed by the one and only, like Steve Carver, that you might know from, An Eye for an Eye with Chuck Norris, Lone Wolf, McQuaid. He directed so many cult classics, like in the 80s, a lot in the 70s as well. So a great director, super famous, especially those two that is like people's favorites. An Eye for an Eye with Chuck Norris and Lone Wolf, McQuaid, and then he directed this one, River of Death. Like I told you guys, this is a Canon movie from 1989. You have like Avi Lerner like producing this one. If you don't know Avi Lerner, it was the guy that founded like New Image, and it was responsible for all those cult classics, the Cyborg Cops, and movies with David Bradley, Frank Zagarino, and later he was the one involved with Rambo 4, Rambo 5, The Expendables. He was the producer of those movies. Probably without him, we wouldn't have like the Expendables today. That it was like a great saga, the quadrilogy, the four like Expendables, especially the first two. And he was a producer in many movies like American Ninja 2, Undisputed, with Wesley Snipes, in the sequels with Scott Adkins, and also The Mechanic with Jason Statham. So basically you have like a famous producer on this one, a famous director, all-star like cast, because you won't get better than Dudikoff, Robert Vaughn, Elkie Jones, Donald Pleasence, that you might know from the super classics like the Halloween saga. He was in Escape from New York as well. Elkie Jones from The Patriot with Steven Seagal. He was in The Mask of Zorro as well. So many famous like actors on this like action adventure like movie from 89. Basically this one you have like Dudikoff is like Hamilton, an explorer. Then he learns about like a lost city in the Amazon jungle and endeavors on a mission to investigate, only to encounter giant creatures, reptiles, and a settlement of like Nazis on the rainforest. So basically, this one is a lot of fun, guys. If you have never seen this one, I'll definitely will tell you guys to go and have a look. If you guys don't own this Blu-ray, you guys might get this one on like Prime, or even I think it's for free on Plex now. You can go to Plex and check this one on Plex. If you guys like to collect like Blu-rays, 4Ks, like myself, this one, guys, is by far the best edition out there, because this one was released by initially Kino Lorber in 2015, and you have an audio commentary with Michael Dudikoff and Steve Carver, and that's the only special feature you can get on that one. And later it was released by 88 Films here in UK, And this one comes with a big interview of 51 minutes, and you can see here, just like behind me, this is the main menu, and they have an interview with the late Steve Carver. That's right, guys, that he passed away. He is no longer among us. He passed away in 21, Steve Carver. And you have like a 51-minute like interview with Steve Carver, where he talks about extensively about the movie, all the difficulties in post pre-production, shooting like the movie, and when he started working for Canon. Of course, before that he had An Eye for an Eye, Lone Wolf McQuaid, and then he started like working for Canon Films, and this is the only release, Blu-ray release, where you can find this like exclusive interview, because this one was later released by NSM Records in Germany as well, but it's only like a trailer, and there is also like a Spanish bootleg. But by far the best two editions is the Kino Lorber one, because you have the audio commentary with Dudikoff and the Steve Carver, the director. And you have this released by 88 Films. Again, guy, you have like a interview, 51 minutes with Steve Carver, where he talks that initially Canon, it was supposed to be like Christopher Walken playing the main character, Hamilton. Then it was like Robert Ginty, that you might know from the Exterminator movies. It was talked about it, but then in the end, Carver said that Canon said, we want you to get like Dudikoff to this one, because, you know, at the time, Dudikoff, he was the main guy for Canon, because, you know, after the American Ninja 1 and 2, and after like Avenging Force, he was one of the main guys for Canon. Of course, like the two big guys, they were like Chuck Norris with the Missing in Action movies, the Delta Force, and you have Charles Bronson with the Dead Wishes, and you know, all the cult classics, the 10 to Midnight. So the two main guys, the heavy hitters from Canon, was Charles Bronson and Chuck Norris. Of course, you have Van Damme, Bloodsport in 88 was super famous. Then he had like Cyborg in 89, but then Dudikoff, especially 85 to 87, he had like the American Ninja 1 and 2, and then he had like the Avenging Force with Steve James as well, and it was like 3 super successful movies. So they decided in the end to get like Dudikoff playing the main character, and they got themselves like a great cast, like with Robert Vaughn, Elkie Jones, Donald Pleasence. So it's an amazing cast with a lot of famous actors, not like low budget movie actors, like A-listers on this one. I mean, for me, guys, this one is super fun movie. Is not as dark or violent like you know, like an Avenging Force. It's not like American Ninja. It's different. If you guys like you know, like Indiana Jones like style movie, and at the same time you love like you love like Dudikoff, this one definitely is one that you should definitely check. When it comes to this Blu-ray, guys, this one is out of print. Like I told you guys, this one is like the 88 Films. You can still get it like on Amazon or like eBay. It goes from anything from 15 to 25 pounds. Some people sell it for 30, some people sell it for 40. You know, when a movie goes out of print, people selling it start selling the movie for crazy prices. But let me just show you. This is the alternative artwork. This is the same artwork of the Kino Lorber release. And guys, this one, when this one was released, it came without any slipcover. So if you see it like online and you say, oh, there is no slip, it didn't. It was not released with a slipcover. It was released just standard, just the case, not like with a slipcover. But this one has the alternative artwork. As you can see here, you have the original. You have the original poster. You have the alternative artwork. Newly commissioned like artwork. As you can see, it was the one that it was used by the Kino Lorber release. And this one, as you can see here, guys, is like the Dudikoff, the original poster that I remember seeing like time and time again at the video store growing up, and I had the VHS, and you can see here like Dudikoff. This is the original like artwork of the movie, so it's really cool. You have the reversible one, and it's a really nice release by 88 Films. 88 Films, they do a great job, as you can see here, like MGM, Action, 89, because as you might know, MGM owns the rights to most of the Canon movies, especially the ones from the 80s. So they bought, they have all the Canon library, right? So, and as you can see here, all the specs. Let me just like a river of death. Basically, it's like a mysterious disease is ravaging the tribes of the Amazon, and John Hamilton, like Dudikoff, is tasked with helping investigators search for the cause. The pursuit leads to violent clashes with river pirates, run-ins with cannibal tribes, and a treasure's secret that dates back to the last days of the Nazi Germany. And from the minds of the Scottish novelist Alistair MacLean, this is based on his novel that he wrote like in 81, and the Canon Film Group comes River, from Canon Film Groups comes River of Death, star-studded action-packed extravaganza that takes viewers on the adventure of a lifetime. Steve Carver, Lone Wolf McQuaid, directs a dream cast that features Donald Pleasence, that you know from the Halloween series and from Escape from New York, from Prince of Darkness, Robert Vaughn, The Magnificent Seven. Then you have Herbert Loom from The Dead Zone, and you have Elkie Jones from The Wild Bunch. He plays like Hitler on this one, in a film that delivers action, adventure, and mystery by the boatload. 88 Films are proud to welcome back in pristine HD this staple of the video shop era. Definitely a staple of the video shop era. And the transfer is really good. Blu-ray transfer is the same transfer they use on the Kino one, and is the one that they use in Germany as well. Amazing transfer. If I don't think this one is going to be released on 4K anytime soon. Don't expect anyone to put this one, and even if they do, probably you're not going to add any new special features. Unfortunately, Steve Carver passed away, so he's not going to come to give you like new interviews or anything. So it's a 51-minute interview that, like I told you guys, he talks literally about everything, his past movies that he directed, when he started working for Canon, his relationship as well with Menahem Golem as well. It was the head of Canon at the time, so he goes through all of that in a 51-minute interview. So basically you have like almost an hour like interview to this one. And this one, on top of that, guys, you can see here the artwork on the disc. Basically it's this artwork, and it comes with this like booklet. You can call it a booklet. It's like as you can see, like a 4-page booklet. It comes with the original artwork, the poster, and you have 2 interviews. You have an interview with Andrew Deutsch, that basically he was responsible for the screenplay. He was responsible for the screenplay, and on top of that, you have the composer of Death. You have an interview with Sasha Matson. So he composed the music for this one. So you have 2 exclusive interviews as well. So the interview on the actual disc is just like the director, Steve Carver. But then you have this booklet here, a 4-page booklet, where you have like an interview with the guy that's responsible for the screenplay. And you have an interview with the composer and many other things. He talks about working in the Blood Feast saga with Don Wilson. So really cool, guys. So on top of the interview, the exclusive interview you have with Steve Carver, you have 2 more interviews with the guy responsible for the screenplay, and you have the composer of that, the guy that did the music for this one. And again, guys, this one is based on a novel by Alistair MacLean, and you had like the music by Sasha Madsen, that you have an interview on this one, and the screenplay was Andrew Deutsch, however you pronounce it, and you have the two nice cool interviews on this nice booklet. So guys, if you are big fans of like 80s movies, especially canon movies like Michael Dudikoff, and you collect like Blu-rays, yeah, and you don't have this one, I would advise you guys to get the one from 88 Films in the UK. That by far is the ultimate version of this one, because you won't find that 51-minute interview anywhere else. And like I told you guys, I don't see anyone releasing this one again anytime soon. They might upgrade to 4K. They might, but probably you won't get new like special features or anything. So yeah, guys, Alistair MacLean's River of Death. Let me know what you think. Comment down below if this one was one of your favorites growing up. It was one of my favorites growing up. I'm not saying it was my favorite, but it was a movie that I watched like countless times. And I remember going to the VHS store and the video store, and this one is super nostalgic. The original artwork, the original poster for the movie right here, Dudikoff. And let me know, guys, in the section down below what you think about River of Dead, if this one was one of your favorites as well growing up. As you might know, your opinion is always important to me, so feel free to comment, feel free to interact with me. If you don't follow my channel, if it's your first time checking on my channel, please, here what I do is like, please feel free to subscribe, to follow, hit that like button. And if you don't know my channel, what I do on this channel basically is I do like unboxing and I do reviews of these cult classics from the 80s and the 90s, especially from the 80s and 90s action. That's why my channel is like vintage action. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this one, and I'll be with you guys soon, like always, unboxing and reviewing these cult classics from the 80s and 90s. Keep strong.